Hello, my lovely friends. How are you?
Hello,
Doing great. You look wonderful as always.
I appreciate it.
Glory.
Thanks, my dear Didi. Some nice flowers, so to make the environment a bit more. I want to do this our dialogue in nature, but it looks like it's going to rain where I am, so I'm
Yeah.
to us.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
the
here in
flowers.
LA we can use some rain.
We can always use some rain in LA.
The same in Cyprus, but in New Jersey it rains
Yeah.
Yeah.
even when it's not needed, like when the earth is not thirsting for the rain, like in
No.
Los Angeles and like in Cyprus.
Yeah.
How is Cyprus? I've never been. So if people are here from different countries, what would you tell them something about Cyprus? How is it?
When I do this, it will help me see you better.
Okay.
So, yeah. So Cyprus. All these memories. First, okay. The colors of the sea, the turquoise waters, safe seas from currents and from fish that are from mammals or for fish that are that are not you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's safe from so you can swim the waters
Yes.
and without any fear. And there's a lot of culture there.
A lot of culture.
A lot of culture, because it's a mosaic of civilizations, and thank you for asking. So there's remnants of so many different cultures: the Phoenicians, the Venetians, the French, the Guy de Lusignan specifically. I mean, the Ottoman Empire, just everybody under the sun has invaded Cyprus and has stayed there because of its geographical position.
Right.
It's in a very advantageous for the conquerors position, because it would have been for us as well if they would just let us be. But no, they had to come and conquer. This tiny, if you see the map, is like surrounded by countries and by countries, and it's this teeny dot on the map, but this dot is very rich with people that are gifted, that are talented. There's poetry, there's music, there's visual art, sculptures.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else. There's a lot. Well, come to Chypre, come to Cyprus. It's a beautiful place indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So you grew up in a Cyprus that was not divided, because currently Cyprus, as an island, it's divided by two, and there's a Turkish, it's like Cyprians and Greek Cyprians.
Yes.
And how was it before Cyprus was divided? What the memories do you remember of your childhood?
Yes, it was a Turkish invasion and illegal occupation of my island. It happened in 1974. This resulted in me being a refugee and many hundreds of thousands of people displaced in our own country. Yes, as a result, the island, my country is divided by what we call pseudo borders, like where and there's actually they're occupied by the Turkish army, but of course by a lot of Turkish Cypriot sisters and brothers of ours. We want peace for sure, and unity and inclusion to all that is good and all that is made and all that is of love, for sure. So yes, it is divided. It has been divided. And my dear Didine and my dear Alex, when I'm inviting you officially to come to Cyprus, of course,
Love to.
we'll find a way and the time, my dears.
Yes.
And as you enter the capital, Nicosia, you see on the biggest mountain, which is on the occupied territory. You see a huge flag made of Christmas lights, as we call them. It is also in the Guinness Book of Records. Yes, the Turkish flag, to remind us on a daily basis that yes, they are here. So imagine entering the capital and seeing on the mountain, which is of course huge Spendadachtilos, and there's a continuation thereof. And it's a flag made of lights, which they go on like a Christmas tree, and then they go off gradually. And then they go on slowly, then 1, 2, 3, everything is lit, and then it becomes dark again. And it says, "I'm proud to be a Turk." Kemal Atatürk, one of the fathers of genocide, he's been called. But I don't. But this is not going to be an interview, of course, a dialogue of hatred and but it's good for people to know.
Yes.
We're not spreading here hatred or perpetuating anything. It's just that since you asked me, yes.
Yes, it's important to be aware of the things that are happening around the world and just to understand them, you know. And
thank you. You know very well what this means.
Yeah.
Trust me, and it's also in Rwanda we had, you know, it was within the country and we had a genocide and we had to be refugees in our own countries, but the genocide ended and we're able to come back in the country and be, you know, normal citizens. And I can imagine you as a young girl, you know, moving to you know, being a refugee in your own country still, and then, you know, growing up. How did they impact your music, your upbringing, your soul, your spirit? How does the history of your own country that impacts you? How does it?
My beautiful, beautiful friend, always conversations with you are always calming and soothing and gentle. I mean this, so thank you. So yes, well, the blessing now that I've been working with refugee children, the unaccompanied minors in Cyprus from Africa, in collaboration with the United Nations, UNHCR, United Nations High Commission for the Refugees in Cyprus.
Yes.
Because, you know, when something happens to us very traumatic, I think the only way to turn it into something beneficial and good is to assist or provide your services or be there for others who have gone or are going through the same. So having been a part of these amazing human beings, both young boys and young men, being part of their life, I see what a blessing it was for us to be, of course, curse of having to endure, to experience the displacement, but also to be displaced in your own country, because there's aunts, there's uncles, there's people, it's our own language. We know they have to travel through very perilous circumstances to reach unknown lands and be greeted by people who are strangers who most of them do not have their best interest at heart, to say the least. So yes, what I've learned and what is the basis of everything I do is how, thankfully, to turn trauma into creativity and to turn trauma into all kinds of love. Love for nature, as you can see. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Love for people, love for nature, love for the shadow, all different kinds of the times of the day when as they fall, the sound of the environment, whether rural or urban, just turning everything bad into good as much as we can. So this is also the basis of my method REBE, which you always make a point to bring to light. Thank you. Because I could not teach. I never wanted to teach, and I cannot teach, because I believe that everyone has an ancient knowledge. We have an ancient knowledge. We don't need to be, I think to be reminded is a nice, I find it nice to remind each other of what we already know. So REBE is the basis of this. Actually, it's based on music, improvisation, which I found the most healing forms of expression for me in music, but also in words. And then turning the trauma, the bad into good, the trauma into creativity to help us with our lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a beautiful reminder, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And we spoke a little bit before, a couple of days ago, about the healing power of using what you have inside of you for good, you know. And when you are able to give people what you have inherently inside of you, I think that other people can kind of see that, you know, in themselves, and then in and of itself, it's a connecting sort of transformative experience. And what you just described there just reminded me of that. It's beautiful.
I know.
Thank you, my lovely souls, both of you. Well, you're both artists, so you know.
No, it's your presence. Your presence is just so. I don't know. It puts just people at ease, and it's a beautiful presence, beautiful energy.
Yeah, and as we speak, I'm looking at these comments down there. Everybody's showing so much love for you, Alexia.
I know they're from all over. Yes, people.
Really, I think I was focusing on you, and I didn't even see.
Keep on saying it.
People from Japan, Berlin, people from
Wow.
yeah, from Colleen.
Colin, I don't know.
Colin,
No,
I used to work with Colin. He is, I mean, a beautiful human being from Great Britain. I invited him to be one of my live performances in Greece, and he's and Fotini. I know, and I see them now. Thank Fotini.
Yeah.
He was a robot. I mean, in the way he danced. I don't know how you call this, but people would approach him on the stage and touch him to see if he was really real or made of, or he was phenomenal, great talent. So thank you for.
We really appreciate we really appreciate you you're here with us and speaking to us, especially talking about trauma. You know, when you go through things that are tragic, it's rare. Sometimes people, like, to overcome it, to survive after surviving whatever you went through. It takes, you know, spatial skills. It takes loving people to surround you. It takes, you know, knowing, like, you love nature, you love music, to be able to, you know, survive whatever you have been through, like whatever you have survived already. So when you see the girls that you work with now, what do you see in them? The refugee girls you've been working with the last year or 2 years.
4 years, actually, which is a lifetime when you think about it, because it has transformed my life and the way I sing, actually. And I found a purpose in singing in a new way, because I never wanted to sing for me or to gain glory or receive flowers or accolades. It's important, but there has to be, for me, a higher cause. And once I realized that I sing to heal myself, but also others, to bring them closer to who they are, then I want to sing more. Now I want to sing more. Now I want to sing a lot. And now I cannot sing because now there's COVID. So,
can you sing for us with that little wonderful thing you have you play too? Do you have it there?
Yeah.
Oh, sing. Can you sing for us, please?
I would love to. Oh my God, let me have some tea. Excuse me.
That's your drinks, okay.
And
not to put you on the spot or anything.
No, not really. No, I'm joking. I was thinking the other day.
No pressure.
Sorry? No pressure. So yes, well, what do I see in the girls until I prepare myself to sing? I see the potential. I see who they are. I cannot explain it. I just see who they are. I see through the pain. I never ask them about what they've been through, both the young men and the young women. If they want to tell me, I will be there. But I focus on overcoming, on actually showing them the tools that I had to discover for myself. That the tools lie within us.
Right.
To focus and to focus on on saving ourselves, on to focus on joy.
On joy.
And that's very hard, especially when you've been through the things that most of these women and young men have been through. It's almost impossible. But if we want to remain here in this plane of existence, we're going to have to find a way.
You have to, yeah.
And there is, and I feel humbled actually speaking before you, Didi. I don't want, before you, the things you've been through. And I cannot wait to read your book. Excuse me, is it books? Is it 2 books, right?
It's 1 now.
I thought it was 2. Maybe it was my eagerness to have more to read.
Well, the second is coming up soon.
Oh, okay then.
Yes.
So I'm eager to, I'm sorry I have not done it yet. I apologize, but I was really working with these children. But I will, and I will let you know how.
I promise.
Sorry?
I will send you a copy.
No, I will. No. I'm in the process of purchasing a copy. I cannot receive, for sure.
So
Yeah.
You're so...
It's my obligation towards my friends, you. So I feel humbled speaking before you about trauma.
Yeah.
But each one of us has their own
traumas, yes.
So we have to find a way to talk about it the gentlest of ways, and also to help each other, hold each other's hand.
Hold each other's space, yes.
Space.
Right.
Creating space for each other.
Exactly.
Pain is pain.
Indeed. And one of the things, you said space now, one of the things that I've learned, that I needed other people to respect in me, and I had to pass it on to the unaccompanied, but also to all the teenagers that I work with, because also all kinds of teenagers from all over the world, not just they're going to accompany, is to respect the silence and their space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know, how much time do we have? I don't want to keep you. Or...
No,
it's okay. Yeah, just bless the Base Range community with your lovely voice.
Thank you.
But for a moment.
Let me see. This would be an improvisation.
Yeah.
Oh. My God.
We love you, Alexia.
I love you.
Thank you so much, Alexia. That was so beautiful.
Thank you. It was beautiful.
So peaceful.
It was with love to you, to both of you, and to the people who are agapismo. Agapismo means my loves in Greek. Agapi means love.
Arabi?
Agapi. Agapi.
Yes.
Agapi means love, and agapes, it's both for the world.
Oh, thank you. We love you too. That was so beautiful and so peaceful.
It was. It was.
I felt like I was meditating.
And there's a presence.
Yeah.
We were present with you. And it's hard to find, silence. We were holding space for you. Even on an online format like this, there's a connecting thing with that. You see our two faces, but there are several others, dozens of other people listening to you as well, connecting, feeling that connecting thing that is music. It's beautiful.
Yeah. What would you call the sound?
I love what you both said. I'm still asking. I'm enjoying the words that Alex and you said. You hold space. This is for me. This is for each other. Amazing. This is just amazing.
So now
I didn't hear your question, my dear Didi. I'm sorry. If you can please repeat it. Your question.
I was going to say, what was the sound? How do you call the sound? What you just did? What's
the style of music you mean?
Oh yeah.
I think it's just calming music for me. This is actually the basis of my recording I'm beginning on Monday. Calming music to calm me and to calm others. I think we spoke about a few days ago. But it is improvisation. I don't know in what genre it belongs, to be honest. I'm sure it belongs somewhere, hopefully. But it is surely just calming music, stream of consciousness, and improvisation. So it's of the moment. And the beautiful instrument facilitates this because there is no wrong note unless it's out of tune.
Yeah.
What is the name of that instrument?
It's called kalimba and it is African.
Oh.
I think from Mali originally.
Wonderful.
And I do have another one that I got the other day. Valentino, can I ask for something? Yeah, because if I get up, I'm going to destroy everything I know. I'm going to just hear boom, boom, boom. Agora vi kalimba jimbe agora sa tin Africaniki, punjame. Somebody's. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So,
we're also thinking about our next question.
I know. Yeah, we have the list.
Okay, of course.
Yeah, I guess while we're waiting for Valentina.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, what is that?
This is how originally it was. I got this from a little shop here in New Jersey, where I am at the moment. This was.
Oh yeah, that does sound African, as you just said. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yes, that's beautiful. Aww.
I'll see if I can send you one. They didn't when Alex won.
Oh, by the way, Alexia, 10 Meek 01 says thank you. She loves the sound and also loves your pomegranate necklace.
Oh, thank you so much. Wow, actually, this is. Thank you so much. This is a copy. My dear friend Yanis Ioannou in Cyprus makes them and his family. They're based on ancient Cypriot jewelry from the museum. It's a replica. Because the pomegranate was a sacred, like in many cultures, I think. It was a symbol of fertility, a symbol of abundance, and of joy. So I think this is, I didn't even thank you.
I didn't even see that before. That's a good eye.
That's
I know.
A good
she
eye.
was
yeah, that's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Yes, and it's something I love very much because I think this is why I wore it today, because it would be speaking about Cyprus as well. And I subconsciously, but then thank you.
Yeah.
You were going to ask a question.
Yeah, well, I wanted you to, if you would, talk a little bit about Ribi, right? Am I saying that correctly?
Thank you. It's Ribi. It's
Ribi.
right.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Ribi is, it was derived from creative writing classes that I took many years in gender studies in Athens with Christiana Lambrinidis, Christiana Lambrinidis, a great teacher. Feminist literature we did, which opened a new world to me in terms of the way us women, express ourselves when we're allowed or even when we're not.
Right.
So yes, so Ribi was derived from when I opened, I allowed myself to express my own language. So Ribi means to return to our authentic state, which is a state of joy. That's what it meant to me, to return to joy, basically. So Ribi, yes. So part of Ribi, I offered part of Ribi to the schools of Cyprus, all the schools of Cyprus, the Ministry of Education and Culture. So it's from kindergartens to elementary schools, preschool, lyceums, technical schools, music listening through the speakers during recess. So music in the morning at 7 a.m., 7:30 as the children and the faculty enter school, music welcomes them. Then during the longest duration recess, music is played again.
Amazing.
And then as they all leave, and thank you. And I worked for about maybe a month and a half, maybe even more longer to create each playlist. We're still in the process for it to be implemented in all schools because most schools do not have a good quality sound. So they're trying to acquire it and then so they can hear music to nurture the spirit and the soul, because I couldn't save all the children, but I could send music just to reach the souls of all the children. And it's classical music, jazz music, improvised music, experimental, of course, world music.
Yes.
And there's many different genres.
That's amazing.
So that's one part of it.
Yeah, that's one part of it.
Yes, the other part is private workshops with teenagers, from children and teenagers. That's my path, which again is based on music listening, very important, and then on 10 categories of creative exercises based on improvisation, creative storytelling, creative shadow play. There's a lot. Doodling, which is things that I did to save me then when I needed it. I'm offering it to them. We do collages.
Yes.
Because there were days where I didn't feel like singing or seeing anyone, or I needed to understand myself. So I needed to create meaning. This lies within all of us. So to create meaning, why am I here? There has to be a reason. Everything is gloomy and everything is gleeful, but there must be a reason. So a purpose for me. So to find that, I look at the shadows. At different times, as I mentioned earlier, I cut. I like things to be recycled, so I like to give them a second life. So I save some magazines from friends, and I cut them, and with whatever means I have, and I put them on a piece of paper, and then I have my message for the day from myself or the universe or whatever. So things like that, and there's a lot that we do. It's connection with self, connection with all the elements, connection with joy, with inner peace, because I believe that inside of us we have just one part that nobody can ever and will ever hurt or touch. And that's what I try to tap into. I mean, I don't know how to explain it scientifically, but I know that's untouched, and that's where all our power lies. There.
Yeah, it's like working to invoke a sense of freedom within all of us. And expression and the ability to connect seem to be the most important things in what you do, in what we do essentially.
Yeah.
We just want to continue to, like we said, hold space for people, and because it looks different for everybody. You know, some people may feel more comfortable expressing in however way they do. They may do it in different ways, but just the act of encouraging people, encouraging these young people, you know, to be who they are and to express those things in a positive way. That, I think, is the wonderful work that you are doing, and you know, millions of other people are doing simultaneously.
Absolutely.
And it's really inspiring to see.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you see the response from that and how alive these people feel. When in a world sometimes it makes it hard to want to do that for yourself, to hold space for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you believe in hope? Do you have hope for humanity?
I'm going to make the voice a little louder. Yes. Hope for humanity. As we said a few days ago, I have to.
You have to.
Everything around me says nothing's going to change. Human trafficking will continue to exist. Wars will continue to exist. The evil will. I have to believe that the goodness will prevail and love will prevail. I have to believe in that, and I have to support this, and I have to do my utmost best to create that, to hold space, as you both very well said, for this.
Right.
Because then there's no hope. We have to have hope for the best. We have to.
Yeah.
This, what you are doing, as I said, mentioned, this is a big deal. What you're doing. This is. I'm proud of both of you. I'm happy for both of you, and this perpetuates the goodness. This is hope for me. This is hope for me.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. That it's encouraging, and I hope everyone who's listening also know that they can contribute to the hopefulness of this world to be a better place for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, realizing that we are the same. We're humans with the basic needs. That takes me back. You went to visit. You went back to your old house before you visited. How was that? How was that for you? What did it help you inside?
Your old house in Cyprus.
In Cyprus.
In Famagusta, the occupied territory, Famagusta. Okay, well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak, to express this. Thankfully, I'm able to compose music and to sing. So I'm able to transform all the feelings into something. Put them in a direction, a funnel, and then it becomes something else. It doesn't remain here to burden me, to hurt me. So yes, I was with my parents, my sister, my aunt, in 2003, when we were notified that what we call the pseudo borders were opened. And of course we had to pay. So we hadn't been there since 1974. And one fine day, the Turkish government decided that they would open the pseudo borders and they would allow us to go visit our homes. So we all did. Most of us.
Sorry, how far is it from where you live now and where your old home used to be?
Okay, where my parents live in Larnaca, my mother Athena and George, if you're seeing us, hello. It's about 20 minutes from where my parents live. Yeah, you can be there in 20 minutes. Nothing. Where I'm from, where I live in Nicosia, it's a little farther, but from it's half an hour, 40 minutes. So yes, we visited. I used to have a recurrent dream before that was even possible, because we never thought that we would ever see our home. We never thought, because the war and the flags, So, but so the recurring dream, my dear Didine, was that every night, some classmates of mine, girls and boys, would come and pick me up from my new home,
Yes.
after the war. And it was at dusk. Everything was at dusk, and we would secretly, they would take me. I would sneak out of my parents' home, and we would secretly drive to Famagusta, Amojostos. We would secretly drive, all of us, to see our home and to, I don't, and then, but every night, never dream, as soon as we would approach Famagusta, then the Turkish troops would chase us away. They didn't kill us in the dream. So then, in the dream, after the recurring dream, though, I described, I saw our home. I said, here's, even though my father and my mother built it, everything grew. The trees, the vegetation, everything changed. New buildings. So from 74 to 2003, many years. So there has been some development. Change. So, yeah, I cried. I couldn't enter. I cried by the gate. I couldn't believe that we were there because it was forbidden for so many years.
Oh, yeah.
I could not. So yes, and then we entered. The people that live there now, the older people, Mr. Hassan and his wife, the kindest Turkish Cypriots, kindest people. So Valentina was, and then, so they offered us to eat fish with them, to cook for us, but we couldn't. We were kind people.
Yes.
They showed us all the house, and then I saw my grandmother's house, which was adjacent to my parents, and the new inhabitants divided my grandmother's, small grandmother's house into two houses. And I saw the green window from where she used to put me to bed, and she used to cover me with clean white sheets, and she used to, I remember, but I couldn't enter. Unfortunately, it was closed. So yes, and the second time, and I could talk about this for hours, of course, but I'll try to make it more brief. And the second time, I went with Valentina, my cousin, and also producer of my most trusting associate. Valentina used to work for the PBS for many years, so she's a producer. That's one of her jobs, so she knows.
She knows a lot.
So I wanted to go. That was 6 years ago. On the days that the events happened, on the day of the commemoration of the day of the coup d'état, July 14th. Then on the first phase of the Turkish invasion, which was July 20th, and then on the second phase of the invasion, where they seized Famagusta and Kyrenia, of course. Beautiful. I'll take you when you come. We'll go.
Yeah.
And with you, I'll be able to endure it with both of you by my side. So yes, so on August 14th and 15th. So we went on those days. I wanted to clear my memories from the ugliness of war, and I went. That's why I've been doing a project called Voice in Space, which means I go to places where they're either neglected or abandoned, and I go and I sing in them with no people. It could be a busy kitchen, and I will go at the moment where it's empty, and I'll sing in the in-between. So I did, that's what I do it. I think I do it to honor different spaces after my experience of not having. Yeah. So I went on those days and visited my home, and then Valentina I said, please document, because this is a special moment. I just wanted to go and touch the gate of my house. I wasn't ready to enter for the second time after 2003. That was 6 years ago. And then Mr. Hassan saw me and said, come in. How's your father? He remembered. So I said, Mr. Hassan, thank you. I'm not ready. He said, come in. So he hugged me, and I entered the house. And he said, I want to show you your room, in broken Cypriot language. So, yeah. So we documented. I'll send you the video. I don't know if you've seen it. I'll send it to you privately to see. And then I went to the ancient theater of Salamina, where I wanted to sing one day, but I was 10 when the war happened, so I didn't get a chance to. And then went to the sea. It was a beautiful turquoise sea. And stepped, and for the first time since I was 10, I walked in the sand. The sand is like very fine and velvet-like. So I had forgotten how I was. I used to play cousins with so thank God we're alive. Thank God we're where we are now. And it was a gift to be able to go back even in this situation. It was a gift to be able to create this video. It was like a docu video with my singing with a song called Kamagusta, which is without words. Just I'm sorry, I hope I'm not speaking too much.
No, it's okay.
No,
I'm in trance.
No, I am like I'm in the journey with you.
Yeah.
That's not.
You're walking everybody through.
Yes.
What you're feeling.
Yeah.
Thank you, my lovely friends. Thank you so much. So yes. And something on that day when Valentina, at the agency of Salamina, I saw there was a concert the previous night by, I think it was by Natalie Cole. Natalie Cole, who passed now, and two of my college mates were there. See, I mean, I didn't see them. No. I discovered it later, maybe 2 days later, that they were there the night before, and they could have been. I could have seen them. One is Alessandro Alessandroni, Alex Alessandroni, who lives in LA. He used to play with Natalie Cole after college, Berklee College of Music. He began working with all the amazing talents, and then it was Lynn Fidmont, who is well in LA, a great singer, with backing vocals for Natalie. So, I mean, so many worlds, just.
Yeah, it just came together.
Yeah.
And as when I sing the video, I'll make a note where this is. You'll see the remnants of the concert, some sound equipment.
Oh wow.
So yes, and we filmed there with Valentina. That's why I remember. So anyway, that's the story.
Oh, that's
thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
That was very. There's a lot of imagery in that. I was really following and walking with you as you were telling that story.
Yeah. So now we have 10 minutes left. We would like to ask our audience if you have any questions to ask Alexia, please type it in and we can ask it for you, and she will be able to see it as well. We've received a lot of love from the audience for you. Some of it is in Greek.
I assume it's in Greek.
I assume. Yeah, so I thought
It is in Greek. And at this point, may I please just say, greet, Γεια σου Κύπρος μου, Γεια σου Κύπρος από την Αμερική και Γεια σου Ελλάδα μου από την Αμερική. Χαιρετώ όλες τις Ελληνίδες και όλους τους Έλληνες ανά τον κόσμο από εδώ και σας θέλω την αγάπη μου πάντα. I just greeted Cyprus and Greece in Greek.
Okay.
Thank you. That's all. And I'm at your disposal.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
I believe, is it Dimis_OK 1980? Dimis? I may be pronouncing that incorrectly.
It's Dimitris. It's Dimitris from
Thessaloniki.
Oh yeah, sorry, put your name in there. But anyway, they tell you how much they love you, and many kisses.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thessaloniki, I used to live there in the capital of northern Greece, so it's this very special place. When we come to Cyprus, we'll travel to Greece. We have to go to Greece together.
Yes, we will. Oh, you're making me want to.
I know.
Just tuck my things in.
People need you there. So yeah, we'll go together.
Yes. Most of other comments are in Greek, so I'm not gonna even try to read it.
Yeah.
But we wanted to ask you a question. What brings you joy?
What brings me joy?
Yes.
Oh my God. everything does now. Well, most of the things do, but nature brings me joy. Respecting nature brings me joy. Unfortunately, in my country, as I said to you a few days ago, they cut, not people, not everyone, but many have no regard for trees. So they cut them down as if they're twigs, as if they're nothing.
Mm.
It reminds me of a Stevie Wonder song. I can't. The nucleus of all begins inside a tiny seed. That's a beautiful song. I don't remember the lyrics, but they're amazing. They say that they cut them down as if they're nothing, but within them they hold the very essence of our being, our existence. So yes, nature brings me joy. People with pure heart and intentions bring me joy. Like you, both of you, Divine and Alex.
You bring us joy too.
Silence and peace bring me joy. Being with people I love, creating music, enjoying the talent of many people when they share it with us. I'm a great admirer of pure talent. And breathing consciously and improvising, whether it's driving through a different street, not the same street every day, improvising music, and yes, being with people of the same tribe. That's it. I could go on and on, but okay. My fault.
I love your relationship with those flowers.
When I come to LA, I'll bring you. I'll find not the same, of course, but I'll bring you the same color.
Well, I think we are almost out of time, and I'm scrolling through these comments.
Sorry.
We've had a wonderful connection here, great conversation. And I hope a lot of people in the base range community obviously learn from you and from us, as always, about life and about different aspects of life. But I am scrolling through the comments to see if anybody asked any questions that we may have missed.
No questions?
People are just giving you so much love.
Yeah, a lot of love, as
and
always.
kisses.
Oh, you know what? Someone actually just asked a question here. So Lauren is unknown asked, how can we support the Cypriot youth?
How can we support Cypriots? She said.
Cypriot youth, yes.
That's a thank you. The name is Laurie or Lauren?
I think it's Lauren. Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren, for caring. I think it's important just to know what's going on, and I think this for now. I think just the fact that you know about it is very, very important. And I congratulated all my Armenian friends for the great victory that they had.
Yeah.
Of course.
The acknowledgement of the genocide. We spoke about it, of course, but remember, this reminds me of that.
Yeah, that was so important.
Very important.
It's essential, for
Essential.
world education.
Yeah.
So yes, bravo to Joe Biden for the United States for acknowledging such an important
recognition.
Important. Yeah. Thank you.
Recognition. Yeah.
I wanted to, so thank you, Lauren. I think just to be educated about it and to keep it in mind and read about Cyprus once in a while. Read and be informed.
Right.
Write to us as well. Thank you. And I wanted to ask you both so many things about yourselves, but I tried to refrain because today it was
just face.
Okay, I guess we can call each other. There's so many things that I would like you to tell me about yourselves. I guess we cannot do it now, can we?
Next time.
Next time, maybe. but someone made a comment and said, be informed about what is happening in Cyprus. and how the crimes that Turkey has committed.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it is important to know about this history, about these things that happen. Otherwise, they will keep repeating, and even if it's not in the country where we were born, you never know when it can come knocking on your door.
Right.
So it's always important to educate ourselves about these histories. We were talking about also how silence is also a message.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're taking a side when you choose to be silent.
That was my before we tried to fit it in before we completed.
Yeah.
Again, this is why I am. The more the things I'm very supportive of all the women that and everyone, of course, that is that has been abused in any way. I will always support them in speaking about it because, as you very wisely said, silence is helping them perpetuate this. Continue, but if you bring it out in the open, they'll at least think twice.
Right.
At least think twice. So we have the obligation to speak, and all of us have the obligation to support those who speak, to hold the space, as you both very well taught me, for those who speak. That's all we can do. Thank you.
What's your message to the world? Before we let you go, what's your message would you like to give to the world? I know you've given us a lot of, wonderful wisdom, but to say bye to everyone who's listening now, what message would you like to leave? Would you like us to be left with? How you say that?
Yes.
You said it perfectly well. Perfectly well. Thank you. I keep thinking it's been half an hour now. I think that I thought our conversation would be shorter, so I was preparing to, create an epilogue, and I'm delighted to know that we're still speaking.
Oh yeah.
I know, this is great.
So
I almost don't want you to go.
I don't want to go either, but to facilitate our closure, it's very important to trust ourselves, and I'm telling this to you so I can also remind myself. Sometimes I forget to trust ourselves, trust our feelings, and to support our authenticity, support who we are. We are enough. We are everything. If we realize what this mechanism, this system is we are a walking miracle. Then I would, as you very well said earlier, Didine, the contribution of all of us in this existence, a positive contribution would be to just, when we see something, to do something about, to say something, to support each other, to be of service. To be of service to humanity, basically.
Yeah.
And if something has hurt us, we stand by those others who have been through something similar.
Absolutely.
We stand by each other, basically, and we are of service of each other. That's the best way to live. That's the most joyous of existence for me. Nothing matters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alexia. This was wonderful.
It was wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you so much for giving us your time and your energy and your love, most importantly. And I know everybody who joined us today in this conversation felt that, and I hope they take that and run with it and then implement that in their own lives, as always.
As you will too.
Yes, of course, as you will.
As I will, from the messages that you have both have given me, I'm proud of you for what you're doing. I'm happy for what you're doing. We need what you're doing. Please, Ultreya, please continue. And I'm here for you. You have my love to everyone. Thank you.
Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you soon.
See you soon.
Mwah. So much love to you, Alexia.
The same here, my loves. Bye-bye. Speak soon. I'm going to miss you now.
We'll talk soon.
We'll talk soon.
Okay. Good luck with everything. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.